Hello, everyone, and welcome to OurVentura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. On today's show, we'd like to welcome Phil Nelson. He is the Director of Public Works for the City of Ventura. And thank you so much, Phil, for joining us today.
Thank you, Sandra. I'm very happy to be here.
Great. The Public Works Department, it really encompasses a lot of many different areas, such as streets, infrastructure, and more. So I'd like you to tell us more about all that you and your team do in this department and everything it entails.
Sure. Thank you. I'd be happy to. If you think of all the things that the city owns, all the big stuff, you mentioned the roads and the streets and sidewalks, include traffic signals, include all the buildings. We have 75 buildings, the pier, all the vehicles, fire trucks, police cars, everything the city manages that way. Storm drains, Public Works is the department responsible for doing that. In addition, we also have all the environmental programs. So everything we're doing environmentally, either with the community or as the city as an owner, we're doing those things as well.
Right. Let's start with city infrastructure and some of those projects that you're handling now, and how do you prioritize things? Let's get an idea about that too.
Well, thank you. We have well over 100 projects in our planned work plan, working maybe about 50 of them in some stage every year.
Okay.
We've got a number going on now, Bristol paving, which I think a lot of our community is aware of and been looking forward to, and then a few other things that are coming up. Prioritizing is always based on kind of a benefit risk analysis, which areas might provide the most benefit in terms of city services, or the risks that are introduced either environmentally, legally, safety, that sort of thing. Okay. And then we have 15 different types of funding that we use. So it's really lining all the priorities up along with the funding that's available. It's really how we come along with the types of projects and when we do them.
Okay. Can you provide any new updates on the renovations of the Ventura Pier, which is, for all of us, an iconic landmark here?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we all know it was damaged in the storms. We've been working towards having it reopened by the end of the calendar year.
Okay.
We're working with FEMA to get some funding, federal funding to do that. It's taken a little longer than we expected. And we're fearful that with the storms that we might get this winter, that we could see more damage. So we're actually moving forward with a project. We're reasonably certain that we will get the funding from FEMA, but we're going to fund that up front to get that work done and then look for the reimbursement. So we're still hopeful that we'll, even though council, we said March, we're now looking to reopen again by the end of the calendar year.
Okay. Our streets and roadways are really crucial for the city's transportation network here. So I'd like to hear about any initiatives in place to address the traffic and maybe some new strategies for our Ventura streets and roadways. People really rely on them. So it's an important part.
Absolutely. The roads are like the veins of our city, if you will.
Right.
Everything flows through them. And we've got the paving project I mentioned. Maintaining them is always a big challenge. A lot of people don't know we have 704 lane miles of streets, which is quite a bit. If you stretch that out, that's a 2-lane highway from here to San Francisco. But we have funding, really. We do about 30 lane miles of rehabilitation or maintenance, if you will, or resurfacing each year. But on that schedule, it would take over 23 years to maintain the whole city. So before we touch each street, which obviously isn't enough. I went to council in April with our pavement management plan. That's our 5-year plan of what we're going to do for pavement maintenance. And I reported that we're probably about $6 million a year short of what we actually need. The money we get comes from the state. We're in the same boat as pretty much every other city. And so we're working with trying to really maximize those dollars and then augment it with other monies we might have, such as Measure O, that I think all the Venturans are familiar with. In terms of congestion, certainly we've seen a lot of that. We used to have what's called a traffic calming program up until about 2008. That unfortunately was a casualty of the recession. But we've been working to bring that back. We've added a new position this year, which we're working to fill. We'll be asking council for some additional funding. Then we can start doing some more interactive work, more collaborative work with our communities to develop some strategies to really help with some of that congestion and the traffic issues that we see in various neighborhoods.
Right. Good. I would like to point out that Ventura recently received a $28.5 million grant for the Rails and Trails project. Can you talk about the goals for this and what that will be all about? This is such great news for the city of Ventura. So I'd like you to share more about that with our viewers.
We're very excited about that project. This will provide a 4-mile multi-use path between the metro station down in the Montalvo area up to Wells Road. And for bikes, pedestrians, we have landscaping, all the bridges and everything to connect that corridor. And so it really helps to start, to contribute to the bike network or multi-use path network we've been working on for years. City of Ventura is really a leader in the county in terms of the mileage that we've been able to put into place. And this really fits in well with our active transportation program, which really promotes more active transportation, which is really non-vehicular, bikes, pedestrians, skateboards, whatever, non-motorized. Good, healthy for people, reduces greenhouse gas, gets people out, gets cars off the streets to help alleviate congestion. So all those things come together, and we're really excited about that project.
Right. And as you mentioned, the funding is so very important, and this will help such a good project that's going to be taking place for everybody to enjoy here in the city of Ventura.
Absolutely. We're finishing up our active transportation plan right now. We'll be going to council for final approval. That includes a project list of a number of other projects. And then the state provides funding through grant programs. So we expect that we of course will be submitting a number of projects. We'll get funding on a few of those. And so continue building out that network that I mentioned.
Great. The City of Ventura Public Works Initiative has been recognized with awards too. So I'd like to point that out as well. Enhancing the infrastructure and transportation, which is also some good news I'd like you to share.
Well, thanks. We're very proud of that. Probably to start off with, we are accredited by the American Public Works Association. This is a North American association. We're only 2 such agencies accredited in the county, only 18 in the state, and we're one of those. We're very pleased and proud of that. And it's kind of led into number of awards we've received. Every year we submit projects for Project of the Year. At least since 2019, we've always been recognized locally for Projects of the Year. But this year we were really pleased that the Arroyo Verde Park, inclusive playground was named a National Project of the Year by the American Public Works Association. A great honor. We received that award in San Diego just last month. And that was very exciting. We've also received a number of environmental sustainability awards for the things that we're doing there. We've received awards in transportation, like you've mentioned in a number of different areas. Our fleet has been recognized nationally for being a top fleet or in the top 20. Almost every year for the last number of years, we've been recognized nationally for that. And we've even had individuals recognized on the national level for their expertise. So we have a very dynamic, very capable public works department. We're very proud of that, and we love to brag about it.
Very good. In wrapping up, I'd like you to tell us maybe some of the future goals that you are looking forward to with the department, and things that will make a difference to all of us here in the city of Ventura.
Thank you. We're working on becoming reaccredited next year, so that's a big one. And then just executing a lot of the projects our community needs. Our capital improvement program, which is approved each spring by council, as I mentioned earlier, contains a number of projects, so we're looking forward to executing on those. The active transportation plan that I just mentioned, being able to hold that, execute on that. Got a number of exciting environmental programs, things we're doing in the city with solar energy, promoting electric vehicles. In every category, whether it be transportation, project delivery, our fleet maintenance, facility maintenance, we're looking to really kind of continue to advance the department in that area, up our game, if you will, and go after that federal funding and try to do as much as we can for our community as we're able to with the staff that we have.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Can you share the city website so people can get more information on Public Works and all that you're doing?
Certainly. It's simply, you can Google it, City of Ventura, and it's going to come up right away.
Okay.
www.ventura. I think it's GOV, and you'll be
very good. Very good. Thank you so very much for sharing more about the Public Works Department. Bill Nelson, Director of Public Works for the City of Ventura. There's many good changes coming. All of us will benefit from here in Ventura, so we're looking forward to that.
Thank you very much, Sandra.
Very good. And thank all of you for joining us today on OurVentura TV. We look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, everyone.